It is organized by the Service Employees International Union, that's SEIU. They have very close ties to Obama and the Democrat Party. He points out, though, that there's going to be a huge unemployment effect from this. The restaurant industry is a low-profit venture despite record profits of parent corporations like McDonald's. And he says Capital IQ reports that the average profit margin for fast food franchises is only 2.4%. That's down from 3.2% 5 years ago. Now, of course, as we've pointed out many times and many economists have pointed out, trying to bring prosperity to workers by increasing the minimum wage is an exercise in futility because it sets off a wave of inflation, and nobody is any better off relatively than they were before, except we just have inflation, which really arguably hurts everyone. But beyond that, there is now a new threat to these workers that they don't even see on the horizon, and that is the rise of the robots, especially in these low-level fast food positions. An article from Business Insider today says, here's the burger flipping robot that could put fast food workers out of a job. And of course, we've reported on this before. This is a company called Momentum Machines. They've got a robot that they say will radically change the fast food industry and have some line cooks looking for new jobs. It can produce 360 hamburgers per hour. They say that it's more consistent, more sanitary than human workers. It also can produce custom meat grinds for every single customer. Now, the company's founder said that the device isn't meant to make employees more efficient. It's meant to completely obviate them. That's right. He makes no bones about it. But then he goes in and he makes some points. He said, even though we're going to put the people who are actually preparing the burgers out of a job, here's why it's not a bad thing in the overall employment. Now, he gives us three different arguments. I want to just go over two of those here. He says, one, the restaurant that uses our robots can expand their frontiers of production, which requires hiring more people. Well, the question is, though, how many store managers or robot managers do you need in a store? And what are these cooks going to do when they go on welfare? But look at the second one he puts here. The general public is going to save money on the reduced cost of our burgers, and this saved money can then be spent on the rest of the economy. Okay, but without jobs, who's going to be doing the consuming? Are the people that are going to be unemployed with this, are they going to be going onto welfare? That's going to raise your taxes paying for the welfare. So there goes your disposable income. It is actually dispensable, isn't it? Well, we're also seeing some fallout from the iCloud being hacked on Apple computer. We see that yesterday Wall Street had ended mixed. Today it's up, but yesterday Apple stock took a beating. Apple shares slid 4.2% down to 98.94, and their worst percentage decline since January the 28th. And of course, that's due to what happened with the iCloud leak. Now, undeterred by that, Apple is talking about their next big thing, the Apple Watch. And one of the things that they're really pushing on this is going to be mobile payments. That's right. If you can't trust them with your photos, can you trust them with all your financial information, with all your credit card information? Absolutely absurd. And yet, people will buy it. We've seen how the NSA themselves bragged about the fact that people would buy Big Brother, that the iPhone was the Big Brother, pointing out the irony that that came from Steve Jobs, whose iconic Mac commercial in 1984 was all about Big Brother. Said, who would have thought that would be Big Brother? And then they show the iPhone and then they say, and that the people would pay for it. Well, of course, we're going to pay to have our data stolen as well, because everybody is now moving to do near-field communications in these watches. That's what Apple is going to do now. And stay with us at the end of the news. We're going to have a vintage video of Alex Jones destroying an iPad when they first came out. Remember the feeding frenzy? Well, the next big thing is, of course, this Apple's smartwatch. And as they're saying, they're going to include short-range wireless technology. And according to people familiar with it, they say that it signals a new role for the device in digital payments. Now, this is NFC wireless, or near-field communications. They say it's central to Apple's plans to offer so-called tap-to-pay into its mobile devices, allowing users to pay for goods and services just using credit cards stored on iTunes. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong with that? Just another place where people can steal your data. And of course, we've seen that there's been a massive hack now of Home Depot's data. of their customers' data, even larger than Target's hack just a few months ago. They're saying Home Depot may be the latest retailer to have suffered a massive credit card breach, with the company moving to assuage consumer fear after a large cache of stolen data reportedly appeared on black market sites. The breach may have extended as far back as to spring of this year. And if it does, the fallout may end up being far larger than Target's incident late last year, when personal data pertaining to tens of millions of customers was compromised. Well, exactly how did they get the data, the celebrity photos, off of iCloud? There's an article up on Wired magazine today. The police tool that pervs used to steal nude pics from Apple's iCloud. That's right, the pervs use it, it's a bad thing, but if the police use it, it's just fine. It doesn't matter that they're perverting the Constitution or the rule of law. These are things that were designed really just for the police to use. So it's horrible that these hackers got it, but look where they got it from. They actually got this from a Moscow-based forensics company called Elcomsoft. And they say, of course, it was intended for use by government agency customers. Yeah, they're the only ones that we can really trust to steal everything from everybody. They point out one step in the hackers' sext-stealing playbook has been ignored, and that is this piece of software that was designed to let cops and spies siphon data from iPhones, but instead it's being used by perv criminals themselves. That's right. Cops and spies are just fine if they want to spy on you. So what they say is if they can hack your iCloud username and password using iBrute, they can just log into your iCloud account and steal your photos. But they said that if they go in and impersonate the user's device with this piece of software that the Russians are selling to the police and to the spies, they can basically download your entire phone, your entire iPad, everything, and take their time to pick it apart. That's what the cops do. That's what the NSA does to your data. Well, that's it for the news. Stay with us right after the break. Jakari Jackson is going to have an interview with an industry insider who's going to give you the lowdown on those mystery cell phone towers. And Alex Jones is going to take a look at the idols of popular culture. And we're going to have that vintage video of him taking apart and destroying an iPad. Stay with us.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.
Celebrate the spirit of freedom and liberty upon which our nation was founded at InfoWarsShop.com. Molon Lave is ancient Greek for come and take it. This popular design combines both classic Greek Spartan imagery with modern M16 assault rifles. Now available in women's tees and proudly made in the USA. And now you can protect yourself from corrupt cops with the InfoWars dash cam. It's your car's black box that records all that the driver sees and hears. And introducing the Block It Pocket. It renders your phone undetectable while protecting your private data and your health. Or take back your privacy and protect your personal information by getting your very own Detractor cell phone pouch. So get incredibly high-quality, freedom-based products and help fund the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.
With the recent celebrity hacking scandal, more emphasis is being placed on the security of your mobile device. As you recall, last year, INFOWARS brought you the reports about how the Seattle Police Department was being forced to shut down their Wi-Fi spy grid after a privacy outcry. Now, as technology advances, it's becoming easier to detect these interceptor stations, these places where these guys can siphon off your cell phone data. But we don't always know who's behind them. To speak more about this, we have Buzz Bruner, the Director of ESD Applications. Thank you for joining us, Buzz.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell us a little bit about your company, about your organization, and also how you guys came to discover these interceptor towers.
Okay. ESD America is an 11-year-old company that is the world's largest manufacturer of secure cellular phones. We build the phones in America that have the highest level of security, but also what they do is they have the ability to detect when your cell signal is being diverted to an interceptor tower prior to going to a network tower, which is what we have now been able to put the map up and show where a few of these mobile towers are.
And how did you guys come across these?
Well, what we did is we asked our CP500 cryptophone owners, we asked them that whenever they are alerted, the phone will alert you if your signal is being diverted to a non-network tower, which is an interceptor device. Mm-hmm. We asked them to notice the location where they are and let us know the time and date when they saw this notice, which is what has created the ability for us to put this awareness in place. The device itself actually has the ability, as I said, to detect when a cell phone signal, which normally would go to one of the closest network tower, mm-hmm.
is
forced down to 2G and goes to a non-network tower before, as I said, being bounced to a network tower. There's where the interception takes place. Please understand, too, that towers are not 150-foot high steel structures. An interceptor tower is virtually the size of a briefcase, and they are all mobile. They are extremely sophisticated devices, but they are also now nominally easily available for people who want to have the ability to intercept cell calls.
So you say they're very portable and also, I guess, consumer level, I guess, in a sense. How would somebody get an interceptor box? Where are these things coming from?
Well, if you know some people, and we don't tell people where they can get them. There's software there's open source software that's available on the market. Actually, I've seen them on Alibaba websites to buy them from certain Asian countries.
We don't have to go into any specifics. I'm just wondering, where would somebody, how are these things getting out on the streets? Who's behind this? Have you guys been able to track down any particular person or group who's behind these boxes?
Well, no. We have the ability to detect that the signals are being diverted to non-network towers, okay? The people that divert these signals range from government, law enforcement, which are the good guys trying to listen to the bad guys to protect us. And also they range from the bad guys trying to listen to the good guys, which are bad guys that are trying to intercept industrial or corporate high-value information, for their economic gains or advantages. Mm-hmm. So there are people that, will go to virtual any length to steal high-value information. And then there's governments around the world also that are looking to have a lot of information from a lot of different sources that they utilize in their global situations.
Right. Now, as far as, you said that being used by governments, law enforcement, there's a CBS article where they talked to a former FBI agent, and he said that he doubted that some of the more recent interceptor boxes maybe that you guys discovered, he doubted that those were being used by law enforcement because he said law enforcement needed proper warrants and had to go through the proper channels and all of that. Would you agree with that statement, or do you have some other point of view?
No, I would agree with that. Law enforcement, government law enforcement are required to have warrants to use the boxes. And they may have, at those particular locations, had certain warrants. It may have been, law enforcement, but it also may have been bad guys looking to access information